Okay, we're back in action of day 2 of reflexive verbs. Now there's some additional rules that we have with reflexive verbs. So we're going to talk about 3 of those today. So the first one, there we go, is we've got our double verb construction. So as we know, we've got several we've worked with this before. When we have 2 verbs in a row, the first one does the conjugating, the second one stays in the infinitive form. So when 2 verbs go skating, the first one does the conjugating. But with reflexive pronouns and reflexive verbs, we have to go ahead and attach that reflexive pronoun to the infinitive when immediately followed by another verb. Alright, so let's break that down for just a second. So the reflexive pronouns, so that me, te, se, nos, os, or se, goes to the infinitive of the second verb. So, for example, a mí me gusta acostarme. Since our subject is me, as yo, then we're going to go ahead and change that acostarse to acostarme. It's going to stay at the end of that reflexive verb. All right, so why don't you go ahead and practice this? Te gusta, and then to take a shower. So think first, what's our verb to take a shower? And what is our reflexive pronoun to go with to? Miguel necesita, and then to dry off. So again, what's our verb to dry off? And then who is our subject? Miguel. And then number 3, no queremos, that should be queremos with an R. No queremos, get up. So first of all, what's our verb to get up? And then who is our subject? Okay, let's check to see how you did. You should have gotten te gusta ducharte, since we're in the to form. Miguel necesita sacarse. Notice that one necessarily doesn't change, quote unquote, because of our subject. And then no queremos, that should be an R, levantarnos. So that's más información número 1. Alright, número 2. Prepositional phrases. Now we've kind of touched on this a little bit as we've gone through the year, so here's kind of the official information. Alright, we never, ever, ever, ever conjugate verbs after prepositional phrases such as para, antes de, and después de. So remember, and you might want to write this on your notes, para means in order to, antes de means before, and después de means after. Again, we still change the reflexive pronoun, but leave it attached to the end of the infinitive, just like we did with our double verb constructions. Let's see here. So yo necesito un peine para peinarme el pelo. Again, the question here is, how do you know who your subject, how do you know what pronoun to use? And that answer is because of your subject. Notice yo necesito, I'm in the yo form, so it's going to be peinarme. Oops. Right. Antes de bañarse, ella prepara la ropa. Again, notice, ella prepara, so it's going to be our reflexive pronoun se. There should be an accent on the U of después here. Después de ducharte, usas una toalla. Okay, and then finally, our last topic for today. When using reflexive verbs with the body part, we use a definite article. We use the definite article. So for example, ella cepilla los dientes, she brushes her teeth. So in Spanish, we keep that los dientes. In Spanish, it seems redundant if we say ella se cepilla sus dientes. Because if you think about it, our reflexive pronouns are already indicating that she is doing the action and receiving the action. So if we said sus, it would seem redundant in Spanish. That's why we just use our definite articles. All right, so why don't you try these practice problems right now? Go ahead and hit pause and do so now. All right, let's see how you did. If we wanted to say your hair, we would just say el pelo. Your face would be la cara, and then my hands would be las manos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the practice that I have for you. Again, we're adding this information to what we already talked about with reflexive pronouns. So please make sure that you write down any questions that you have and get those answered next class period.